Thanks for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com. We're watching a few areas here. We have Kirk, which is now a major hurricane. We also have Tropical Storm Leslie. Both of these are out over open water, but we do have to watch Kirk long range. Not for us, but this could be actually heading towards Ireland, up towards Europe as we head into next week. Ireland, Scotland, England, all these areas are going to be watching very closely as we head into about the middle of next week, as this is not a tropical system at that point, but it looks like an extra tropical system, but still very powerful potentially at that point. Now, we have been watching the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico for days upon days now, and the news is good. I mean, we're not expecting at this point to see anything significant developing. We are going to see a lot of moisture working its way up into the Gulf of Mexico, and so that will increase our rain chances over Florida as we head into the weekend and into next week. We're still looking at this just very disorganized area. You see that spin down there, and some of this is going to work its way up into the Gulf of Mexico. And already you're seeing some moisture across the west and southwestern Gulf of Mexico. So you push all this in there, and it hangs out long enough, and you start to see something developing here. Now, at this point, the models have really been trending more towards just a broad area of low pressure, but just kind of a wet, rainy pattern that works its way over us as we head through the next several days. In fact, as you look at the wind shear, it starts to tell you what's going on in the atmosphere. We actually have a system in the Pacific which is going to be crossing over. That is already starting to add in to some of this moisture. You bring some of this moisture, you can see that upper level low spinning there, but all this works its way up into the Gulf of Mexico. We've got a front that's working its way down across the southeast. So we have that stronger wind. We have that wind shear. So the atmosphere just isn't all that conducive to really allow for a system to mature across the Gulf of Mexico. So that's good because conditions are a little bit more hostile, but that means we also see just a lot of rain heading towards us as we head through the next several days. Here it is on the European model. You see that just a big blob of rain working its way up into the Gulf of Mexico. So we will continue to increase those rain chances, especially I think as we head into the second half of the weekend and through the first part of next week. That's when we'll see our best chance of rain. And then a lot of that moisture will start to swing out over into the Atlantic. So as you look at the rainfall potential over the next 7 days, lots of rain across the central and eastern Gulf, and then extending over central and southern Florida. Some areas seeing 3+ inches of rain as we go through the next several days. So here is Hurricane Kirk. Look at that right now. Winds at 125 miles an hour, moving to the northwest at 10 miles an hour. But notice this big arcing curve. Now it'll weaken somewhat, and then it makes that transition into an extra tropical system, because you still see those winds. They're still at 80 miles an hour, and you just project that out, and you see this could be an issue for some land areas as we head into about the middle of next week. Now, we also have Tropical Storm Leslie that we are watching. Right now, top winds are at 45 miles an hour. It's moving to the west at 5 miles an hour. It does look like this system will continue to strengthen as well as it moves over open waters over the next several days. So we'll continue to watch all of these areas, and we'll keep you updated right here on myfoxhurricane.com.